episode of Lagniappe Pod. I am your co-host, Rob Holbert, one of the publishers of Lagniappe. I'm here with a cast of characters, some of whom are paying attention.
The usual cast of characters. I'm Dale Leash. Hi.
Tommy Hicks.
I'm Ashley Trice.
And so it was once again a strange week in news and busy week. The whole city council race has become rather strange. Of course, we've got runoffs left. Next week, we're at October 5th is the runoff date, and the District 6 race is pretty normal, pretty calm, but Districts 1 and 2 have gotten a little bizarre.
That's right.
And so this past week, we had, obviously, Councilman Manzi passed away. We talked about that last week. This week, the mayor on Monday wanted to appoint his mother to fill his position.
Did officially appoint her to fill his seat.
He made the move to do it. Right. The city council did not approve it, but he made the move to do it. And then what happened after that?
Well, shortly after that, like Monday night, the facts started circulating that maybe Jeanette Manzi, Levon's mother, wasn't an elector of the city, wasn't a qualified elector of the city, which would mean that she can't hold city council office. So we did a little digging here at Lagniappe HQ Tuesday morning, which is a terrible morning to have to break news stories because it's our deadline day. But it turns out that she had a felony conviction for theft of property in the second degree, and to the best of our knowledge and to what we've been told by people who know, that was the reason why later on Tuesday morning the mayor's office came out and said they were pulling her nomination.
So Monday night the word started circulating that she had a felony conviction.
And this was from 1992. Though.
Yeah, it's a long time ago. And it is, I will also just want to preface it by saying nobody enjoys bringing this up. This isn't something people enjoy bringing up. I wish I didn't hear. There was some criticism from other people, other media that didn't write why she resigned or why she withdrew, rather.
I mean,
but we feel like it's part of the story.
If she got elected, she couldn't hold office, so it was pretty relevant to the story, even though it's unfortunate. It was right after.
Yeah, it is, and I mean, so she. But we did Monday night. It started going around, and you know, it is politics. People started passing it around. You know, first thing I guess Tuesday morning, someone sent me a copy of her appeal, and we already knew about all this stuff, but you know, it started going around.
Yeah, I will say too, there's been the other media outlets that did report it, there's been a little bit of confusion. It's like, it says she had a felony conviction for a $29 theft. Well, obviously a $29
That's not going to be second degree, guys.
Be a felony. Yeah. The records are really old, and I think that's just part of the...
There are clearly some missing records that we are not seeing because a $30 blouse and skirt that she was convicted of stealing from the Solar Department store. That would be a misdemeanor like shoplifting. Yeah. This is second degree theft, which is valued at $1,500 to $2,500.
Right.
So it's a lot. Something else has happened. We just don't know. The records aren't great.
I just don't want that narrative going around that's incorrect. That she's been kicked out for a $29 blouse she stole. That's not accurate. But you know,
she was still able to hold office. Yeah,
it was decades ago, and if that were the case, she'd be able to hold office.
That's right.
There's something else going on there. So.
That's right, and we also don't know if she had her rights restored. We just know she wasn't registered to vote.
And the mayor's office isn't commenting on it further, so you know that.
Not only is the mayor's office not commenting on it, they tried to run away from it, from the conviction aspect of it, and it was a little bit frustrating.
Well, it's an embarrassment, I think, for everybody involved that this happened. And I mean, I think that we've been told enough behind the scenes to at least understand that perhaps she may have brought this up to people and was told by someone, not in the mayor's office or anybody official, but was told by someone, I guess she believed that it was not an issue, it wouldn't be an issue. And I think that then turned into a situation where, maybe she was kind of poorly used in this circumstance, but she did ask to be put in this place.
Right.
And, the other things that I've that I think we've all heard behind the scenes was, and even reported to an extent, was that she wanted to fill this position in part because she was irritated with William Carroll, and she wanted to do what she could to help force a special election. I think that was a part of it, is that, to get in there and help people or get people to vote for Levon, because he's still going to be on the ballot next week.
Yeah.
And there's this effort to push.
And that effort is still ongoing.
Yeah, that effort's still ongoing to get people to vote for Levon, who has passed away.
Push a special election.
Push a special election to have a reset, more or less. So obviously, William Carroll, who is finished second, is out here saying, "Hey, why I'm a viable candidate." He's been councilman before, and so it's a really strange program now.
To be on the other side of that, though, I do want to point out that Levon. I think the reason for this push is Levon got 47% of the vote before the runoff, like in the general. And William Carroll got 22%. So there's a thought among folks that why would we let a candidate who got 22% of the vote just walk away with it?
That,
yeah.
But I think they screwed up by saying, but we're telling you who you're going to vote for.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're picking who
Absolutely.
is Manzi's replacement.
Absolutely.
Because I think people, if they wanted a reset, they wanted a total reset.
Right.
And they wanted, all the candidates who would have run if Manzi had not, Levon Manzi would have run, to come back out, and then they get to kick the tires on everyone.
Ashley, you and I have talked about this, and I think we agree that I think the mayor's office should have waited till after the 5th to appoint someone. They have to appoint someone, but there's no timetable for that appointment. So October 5th comes around, William Carroll wins the election, let's say. The mayor can appoint him directly to the seat, not have to wait till November 1st.
And if he doesn't, then he
can have a special election. He can put whoever he wants.
Placeholder, or he can put whoever he wants in there. And that person who's running, they should have just waited.
Yeah, why do you think they didn't wait?
Well, I think they were trying to make the Manzi, like her some sort of like pseudo incumbent, is what I think they.
Yeah, and I think they wanted to.
But she wasn't planning to run, from what we know. Right?
From what we know, she was not.
Now that could all change as well if she got in there and
she did the thing. She did the thing that people that don't want to talk about something do. It's like at this moment, I'm not focused on that or whatever.
Right, which
I'm
sounds
paraphrasing.
like, yes, I'm going to run.
But it sounds like at some point I'm going to run. The mayor's office came out with the Texas Street announcement like right before the general election too, where Manzi got to take credit for, and he deserved it, but he got to take credit for the Texas Street revitalization. They could have waited on that until after the election. They clearly had an agenda.
Well, I think it's very obvious that the mayor's office was conditioning Levon Manzi to help get him to massage him to get him to vote for annexation.
Yeah, 100%.
Everybody's telling you, hey, Levon he's softened, quote unquote, softened his opinion on the annexation issue. There was a lot of back and forth about, trying to get Levon whatever it was he needed or wanted to get back into office. And I think to ensure that he was going to vote for annexation. And so it is, the question obviously people had when they said, okay, we're going to appoint his mother in there to the position to fill out his position, is that, there were people who were fearful, what they're going to do is try to ramrod annexation through before November 1st. There's no indication of that either.
They're not anywhere, frankly, I don't think they're anywhere near. I don't want to be super confident about it, but from what I've been told, the administration is nowhere near ready to push annexation again. Right. They've got to redo the district lines on annexation, city limit lines, because the population has changed given the
I think
census.
People don't understand that too. Is that the census just came out not that long ago. The census information came out, so it's not like the council. The mayor couldn't just throw the old proposal out there.
If we had the old proposal as it stands right now, we'd be at 199,000 people roughly.
It wouldn't meet
it needs to get to 200, or what's the point?
It wouldn't do what they needed to do.
So they're going to have to massage it a little bit anyway.
So it has to be redone, and
they're not ready.
So the concept that at least from what I've been told, what you've been told, what we see, is that would not be a possibility. I think it's a lot more like what Ashley just said, is that there's an attempt here to make this sort of a pseudo incumbent,
absolutely,
and somebody that probably might have a change of heart by when it came time to run for election, if there was a special election, it wouldn't surprise me one bit if all of a sudden she said, well, maybe I'll run.
Right.
I've been told over and over again, well, there's going to be other people who want to run if there's a special election.
And I've heard that, we have a story that says that that's part of the
over and over again, but I haven't heard a single person say that they're going to do it yet.
No, that's fair.
And why would they wait? Why would you not, if you were hoping to force a special
announce
election,
now,
say, if there's a special
less than
election,
a week at this point.
If there's a special election, I will run. So it makes me really wonder, are people going to actually run? If there is a special election, who's going to run? It's different. Who's going to come out of the woodwork?
We heard these same people were going to run before, and they didn't. Right. So
it does make me wonder, and it does. I think what Ashley said earlier is right. It just, some of this becomes, to me, seems like such a mess and cluster at this point.
You've only helped William Carroll.
It makes me kind of just go, let's just select William. I don't want to bother with all this stuff. It just seems kind of crazy and a little bit messed up at this point. But it certainly has made this city council runoffs with, of course you got Herman Thomas on the other one, which is bizarreness in and of itself. And then you have this happening. It's must-see TV for sure, right?
Can't wait till Tuesday.
Yeah, get the popcorn out. All right, well, we'll be back in just a minute with our sports segment and Tommy Hicks.